The Rebel Capitalist Show. How have you learned to say no? And how do you continue to fine tune that skill? And because the reason I say this, because I'm sure you get pitched about a million ideas a day. And as an entrepreneur, I'm the same way. You find the value in everything. You're optimistic. You're probably overly optimistic. You see, oh wow, I could make money there, and oh wow, I could make money here and here and here and here and here. And you realize you only have 24 hours in a day. So how do you like distill it down to what you really should be focusing on to get the highest ROI?
Yeah, it's incredibly hard. I think I've learned it really the hard way over the last 10 years or so. And so for me, it's, again, looking like at a Michael Saylor, like he doesn't try to approach every single thing, right? It's just, I'm focused on Bitcoin and like, that's it. So for me right now, I'm largely just focused on my main business, which is the marketing agency. Like we're just focused on hiring great people and building a great culture and, trying to focus the company more on Web3. Like that is the focus, right? And then the other stuff I do tied to events, like that is tied to kind of, that is kind of like a marketable, moment in itself. That's not like I'm trying to do like a billion different things. Now, I don't do our software company anymore. I don't try to do our education thing anymore. I just largely focus on the agency and anything that might add to the agency. That's all I do. And then other than that, my job is then I'm a capital allocator. And then I'm just, looking at whatever I think is the future and making bets on, I have one thesis, Web3 is the future, and I just focus on that. And so that's basically it. But it's, I think people listening to this, like early in my career, I'm like, well, I'm very capable. I think I'm a smart guy. I think I could do way more things than other people. But when you look at like a Warren Buffett, or when you look at like a Bill Gates back in the day, love them or hate these people, they actually mentioned themselves like, what's the secret to your success? They both wrote one word on a piece of paper, flipped it over, it said focus. Bill Gates just focused on Microsoft back in the day. Warren Buffett just focused on investing in great companies and doing a lot of research there. That's right. It.
Yeah. When you're saying that, it reminds me of one thing that made a huge difference in my success as an entrepreneur. And that I noticed when I would get focused on just making more money and more money and more money, sometimes I would stumble a little bit, because you have to dig beneath the surface and figure out, okay, what are the key components? What are the key metrics that actually equal me making more money? So don't focus on the money, but so what you're doing there, you said you're just strictly focusing on hiring great people as an example. Mm-hmm. And what I would do back in the day is I would get hyper focused on just the advertising. And when I was doing call to action advertising, just how many, responses, how many leads we were getting, because I knew that if I could increase the leads, that the money would take care of itself. All I have to do, to your point, is you hire great people and make sure you got the leads coming in, and the rest, you don't have to worry about it. So if you can get hyper focused on just those two things, everything else will fall into place. And I think that's what so many entrepreneurs, they think that they need to focus on, well, what type of insurance do we have? And, what are we doing in HR? And then what are we doing in this and this and this and this? And they try to be on top of everything. If they could just distill it down to 2 or 3 things that they need to get hyper focused on, that will create all of the other results that they're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, the final thing I'll leave you with is sales cures everything. So it's a Mark Cuban quote.
There you go.